Okay, all right. Talking about a scratch from scratch video, you guys. From scratch. This is going to be the process of me siphoning some wine. So last year I made some homemade wine for the first time ever. I found the simplest, fastest way to get the wine that I wanted, and I went ahead and started making it. So I did mulberry wine last year and honeysuckle wine. Oh, sweetheart. So I did the honeysuckle wine first, right? So the simplest way to do it, where you don't have to wait like a year to actually get wine, if you use fruit or any kind of sweetened liquid really, is to add some sugar and some yeast. And what you're doing is basically like fermentation. So that sugar that was originally in your recipe, a lot of that gets consumed by the bacteria that you're growing, and then the byproduct of that, I guess, is alcohol. So the fermentation essentially like converts the sugar into either like vinegar or alcohol, depending on how long you ferment it and if there is yeast present and other things and scientific stuff that I don't fully understand. So this isn't so much like a how-to video about making homemade wine, but I'll kind of tell you what I did. But I just wanted to show you this, like, this was a huge success, and I was really discouraged because I made mulberry wine and it turned out like meh. Like, I couldn't drink it if there's no other wine at the store, and I would certainly prefer like pretty much any beer over that particular wine. When I first started making it, I made a few batches. The first couple of batches that I made, I didn't really, I hadn't done any research about how to tell how much alcohol content there was. I didn't know that like I could accidentally make vinegar instead of alcohol, possibly. Anyway, so there's a lot of stuff that I still don't understand, but certainly those first couple of batches, there were several things that I didn't understand. I just sometimes get excited, find something that seems relatively easy, and just adjust my nose ring, and I just go for it in the moment when the mood hits. So that's what I did. And so with this honeysuckle wine, here's what happened. So to make honeysuckle wine, very briefly, you're basically just making a honeysuckle infusion. So you just pick the flowers, you put them in some water, you bring that water to like a simmer, and you let it simmer for a while, and then you strain out the flowers, and then you're left with a honeysuckle infusion. And then what you will do is add your, that's, good and hot, and then you add sugar, you melt that sugar. Ooh, I'm a mess today. I hate being able to see myself when I make these videos. You add sugar, you let the sugar kind of melt into the water, and then before you add the yeast, you have to let it cool, because the yeast is alive, and if it is too hot, and I don't remember the exact temperature, so I won't even try to quote it now, but if it's too hot at the time that you add the yeast, you'll basically just kill the yeast like right then and there. When I was making this honeysuckle wine at that time, I didn't understand that I would kill the yeast if it was too hot. So I got impatient with waiting for it to cool. I threw the yeast in there, I put it in my jug, I covered it with the cheesecloth or whatever, and I left because there was somewhere I wanted to go, and I didn't want to wait for it to be cooler. So the next day when I got home, I noticed there are no little bubbles. You should see bubbles rising up in a liquid when it is fermenting. So there weren't any. So I thought, okay, well, shoot, I messed it up. But I really didn't want the work that I had done, and because picking the flowers was fine, but I have a lot of things other than honeysuckle that grow here, so I was contending with thorns, and it took a while to get all the flowers that I needed. And anyway, I didn't want all that to go to waste, so I thought, you know what, who's to say I can't, yeah, there's dead yeast in there, but why can't I just add some more yeast? That won't be dead. So That's what I did. I added some more yeast, and then I set it outside. I covered it because I didn't want it to be exposed to sunlight, but I wanted it to be warm. Warm is good, hot is bad. Cold is bad. You won't get any fermentation if it's too cold, and you'll kill everything that's alive in it if it's too hot. So that's what I did. I added another little packet of yeast. I put it outside, covered it with a towel, and came back a few hours later, and sure enough, like, there were the bubbles that you needed to see. So I was like, okay, well, maybe it worked. I left it outside until it stopped bubbling, and then I put my lid on it, and then in the meantime I made the mulberry wine. I tried it. It was nothing to write home about. Like I said, I couldn't drink it, and I have drank it, but probably, unless it's like end of days, it's not going to be my preference to have that particular wine. So I was pretty discouraged. When the bubbles stopped in my honeysuckle wine, I popped it in the fridge, and there it has sat for a year. Hey! I'm making a video.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay, you want to come and help me? So I'm going to siphon the rest of this wine. So it sat in the fridge for like a year.
I'm going to drink it.
It's so good. So it sat in the fridge for like a year because I was basically so discouraged about the taste of the mulberry wine, and I have a big refrigerator, so I was able to leave it in there for a year, and it wasn't too bad. And my bestie was coming over today, and yeah, we talk every single day, multiple times a day, but she lives far, so we don't actually see each other that often. So that what better time could there be to bust out the honeysuckle wine? Plus, I need some room in my fridge. So since it sat in the fridge for a year, all of the sediment is really, really, what's the word?
Settled?
Settled. Yeah, isn't that part of what makes it sediment? Anyway, all the floaty things have settled into sediment. Anyway, so instead of straining it, I'm gonna siphon it, and hopefully it won't have that kind of coat your tongue effect that my mulberry wine had, which was part of the reason that I didn't like it very much. So I have my wine. I've already siphoned part of it with a little tube that I had that came with my winemaking kit. I just splashed myself in the face with honeysuckle wine. And this tube is too small, so the next best option that we had was some, what is this? PVC or something? Oh, Flex. What is it? It's, there's a name. I know the name. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's like from Lowe's. Oh, PEX. That's what it is. We use it for plumbing, and it doesn't freeze over as easily as regular pipes. Or not freeze over, but it will expand a bit. I don't know anything about plumbing. Why am I talking about that? Alright, so I'm going to try to siphon the rest of it with this big old thing. And I already siphoned some of it with that little tube, and that's how I discovered that it tastes really, really, really good. And now I want to go make wine out of everything. I'm like, I can do it. Alright, I might need your help, bestie. Do you want to hold the tube, or do you want to suck on the tube? Oh, Lord. My family watches this video now.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Alright, we gotta be careful not to, don't disturb the sediment too much.
Got it.
Okay, hold on. I want to put that up higher.
I see.
Because I'm not going to be able to, like, get my mouth on this and then have it in the thing in time. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to use this pot. Put it on the pot. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to see what we're doing. Okay. Did you have a hold of that tight?
I do. Real tight.
If it breaks, I'm going to cry.
Real tight.
Okay. And this, so that pipe, the tubing has to be down, like, almost to the sediment. And then this has to come down, like, a lot further than that, or it won't continue to siphon, which is why it didn't work the first time, or what stopped working the first time.
Do you want me to put it up there?
You can. Yeah. You want to try that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, hold on. I'm going to hold it while you walk over there, and then I'm going to pass it to you.
Okay.
Like, walk over to the other side of that.
Okay.
Make sense?
I got you.
Okay. And then I'm going to pass it to you like that.
Okay.
There we go.
And
Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to try to see if it's, like, you look so short over there.
I am short.
I know, but you look extra short. Okay. don't know if, oh, okay. All right, so the whole thing is though, like, see how this is still higher than that. So I'm gonna have to like bend it, right? So you gotta hold it real tight.
I got it real tight.
Yeah, okay. All right, let me try. I'm trying not to get one all over my face.
I hope you do.
Shut up.
Get it, girl. There you go.
Oh my gosh. Ugh.
Did that go down in your...
Whew. No,
It's
that's delicious.
It's already done.
It's almost done.
Alright, now
I'm
it's
so
soaking-
glad that
it's soaking
that.
sediment up.
Ooh, pull it up then.
It just started.
Okay. I'm so glad that that was wine and not like gasoline I was trying to steal because I couldn't help but to swallow some of it. It was so much. Like, oh.
That was fast.
It was. And there's some sediment in here, but I'm just gonna filter that through a little
Okay.
cloth.
Oh, okay.
It worked.
It worked, yay!
Okay.
That was
Before we
genius.
do anything else, though, I want you to taste this.
Okay.
You might not be as thrilled as I
Taste
am
it.
because you didn't have to. I should think you taste the mulberry one first, so you could be like, "Yeah, that's so much better."
Where is your silverware? Here it is.
What are you looking for?
I was just gonna do a spoon.
Why? I'm gonna get you a glass.
Well, I just want to taste it first.
Okay. Dirty up one of my spoons because everybody knows I love doing dishes.
Oh, man.
I know, right? It's so good. I'm so sad that like honeysuckle season has passed. Cause this is good.
That is good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks. Thank you for your
Yeah.
help.
It's
Anybody that is watching, who I do homemade Christmas gifts for, guess what you're getting for Christmas next year? Honeysuckle wine. Okay. Yay! It worked. All right. So I'm gonna do a cloth to get the last little bit of that. The floaters. It's not sediment anymore because now it's settled, right? It's gonna drive me nuts. I'm gonna have to like Google that definition. Okay. And I'm gonna get some stuff.